Hi and welcome to the VCSP how-to videos. My name is Bogdan Grecu and in this video we'll discuss about the Veeam Backup Agents management using the Veeam Service Provider Console. Veeam Service Provider Console is a Veeam free product that gives cloud hosting providers and MSPs complete control over their entire Veeam-powered service offerings from an intuitive web-based console or streamlined APIs. Veeam Service Provider Console packages everything you need to run a backup-as-a-service business, complete with remote monitoring and management, as it offers an intelligent user interface to manage all of your backup-as-a-service and disaster recovery-as-a-service workloads, all from a central location. It also offers the ability to onboard new customers, manage licensing, and calculate usage consumption. It also provides the capability to create invoices to bill for new services that your customers are consuming. It could be also an automated product that is API ready. So those of you that are already have your own platforms, you can integrate console data right into those workflows without needing to take the time to learn new UI. As a managed service provider, you can offer managed backup and recovery services to a client company with Veeam Backup Agents. In our reference scenario, we have the management side where the Veeam Service Provider Console and the Veeam Cloud Connect are deployed, and the client side where the client computers reside. In the client side, we typically deploy the Veeam Backup Agents for Windows, Linux, or Mac, which will be connected to the Veeam Service Provider Console over a secure internet connection using port 6180 using Veeam Cloud Connect. Veeam Service Provider Console serves as a platform for centralized management of Veeam Backup Agents, allowing you to easily perform the following operation: automating the deployment and configuration of the Veeam Backup Agents on computers in local and remote networks, configuring and automating backup jobs or starting them manually, configuring and applying backup policies to specify the parameters of Veeam Backup Agent jobs, monitoring and reporting on the status of the data protection operations, generating and sharing invoices that provide us a detailed description of the cost services provided to a company. To manage Veeam Backup Agents in the Veeam Service Provider Console, we need to deploy two software components on client computers. The management agent connects infrastructure either at the service provider or tenant side to the console. It enables remote management, monitoring, and operations through VSPC. The agent is typically installed on a client computer, commonly the VBR server or physical server or computers in our case. You can deploy it manually via silent installation or through automated distribution methods. Veeam Backup Agent is a standalone component installed on a physical or sometimes cloud-based Windows, Linux, or Mac system. It enables image-based backups of the entire system, volumes, or files, often used to protect endpoints, physical servers, or workloads that cannot be virtualized. Backup agents can integrate with Veeam Service Provider Console or Veeam Backup and Replication for centralized management, which is in our scenario for this presentation. When it comes to the backup agent deployment, we have the following options: discovery rules, automatic installation, which is ideal for Microsoft and Linux. We can deploy discovery rules in VSPC to automatically detect computers in client installations, or install management agents and then the backup agents. For manual installation, we need to install the backup agent manually on a selected computers without using discovery or auto deployment. It is often used for Veeam agent for Mac installations or for environments without domain connectivity. The procedure requires installation of the agent on the computer and registration under the Veeam Service Provider policy-based management. Veeam Backup Agent could run either in workstation mode or server mode, depending on the operating system edition on the target machine. Let's take a look how agents deployment using the discovery rules looks like. Veeam Service Provider Console allows deploying management agents and Veeam Backup Agents on the client and hosted computers via discovery rules. This eliminates manual steps and third-party tools for installation. We can leverage Active Directory Discovery Rule, which you will discover machines by querying an Active Directory domain or organizational unit. The requirements are the following: valid domain credentials with permissions to browse and install software on the target machines, and master agent must have access to the domain controllers. The main benefit of this method is that it simplifies discovery in domain joint environments. Second, the network-based discovery rule discovers machines via IP address, range, or DNS name lists. This rule uses WMI for Windows and SSH for Linux for inventory and installation, and it is suitable for non-domain environments or mixed infrastructure. Using the third option, import-based discovery CSV file rule, you can upload a CSV file listing computers where agents must be deployed. It is useful for static lists or scenarios where the environment cannot be scanned dynamically. CSV typically include details like hostname, IP, and credentials. Now let's jump into the lab and take a look how does the Veeam Service Provider Console looks like and what is the process to deploy the agents. Okay, so we are connected to one of the customer's physical servers, and we're about to log into the Veeam Service Provider Console. The company name is ABC Corp. So let's log in. And this is how the Veeam Service Provider Console looks like from a customer perspective. So it's quite limited, only a few options. We have the Overview tab with the Data Platform Scorecard, so nothing configured at the moment, everything is blank. So company health, protected data overview, usage is nothing for the moment. In this tab, we have the active alarms related to backup jobs, replication jobs, repositories, for example, connections, towards the service provider infrastructure, so everything should be listed here. In the resources tab, we have the consumption based on the services that were allocated to this particular customer. So we will see here the cloud repository consumption or the hardware plan consumption. For us will be only backup because we configured only backup storage as a cloud repository. In session states, we have the calendar for the past 30 days, where we see all the failed job sessions, warnings for successful jobs. But at the moment, we'll be focusing on the Managed Computers tab, where we have the possibility to download the management agent. So let's download the agent for Windows. And for the installation, there's nothing to configure. It's a straightforward process. So here we go. So the management agent has been installed. We should be able to see it here in the system tray. So it's failing to connect. The management agent is not yet approved by the backup portal. If the issue persists, contact your backup administrator. So this will take a moment to be activated in the Veeam Service Provider Console, and the portal administrator, so the service provider, he should be able to see the status in Discovery, in Discover Computers. We see that the agent is still synchronizing with the Service Provider Console and is still unverified. So this will take a few moments and everything should be fine. So the management agent synchronized correctly with the Veeam Service Provider Console. We see that it's connected. We can see the cloud gateway, the port 6180 to connect to the service provider server. And we have the possibility to see also the certificate. For my certificate, it's not verified because it's not a public certification authority generated certificate. So in this phase, we have the management agent, which allows the communication between the physical server and the service provider console. Everything is fine. So now we can move forward with the installation of the backup agent. We have the possibility to define which account to be used, what policy to be applied by default. So we'll apply the Windows Server policy for the entire computer. We have the option to restrict the access to the console, to the local console of the backup agent, so that the customer cannot modify himself the parameters. So we'll leave this in read-only mode. And we have some granular settings as well. We can disable schedule backups, throttle backup activity when system is busy, or even limit the bandwidth consumption to a certain value. So everything will live by default. And let's click apply. So the deployment of the backup agent starts. Okay, so it's installing. The backup agent installed successfully. So in discovered computers, we will see the management agent. And if we switch to backup agents, we will see our server that has a policy assigned. And basically, this is the backup agent that we just installed uh, recently. So as you may notice, we have a new section here called Management. And in this particular tab in Backup Jobs, we will see the backup policies assigned to the customer computers. And in Protected Data, we will see the backup files where we will be able to restore. So we'll start the backup policy in a moment, and this view will be populated as well. So if we switch to managed computers and backup agents, we have the policy to assign backup policy. So for the moment, I have only the default ones, Windows Server and Windows Workstation. We have the possibility to create new ones depending on the operating system or depending on the volumes we want to protect. Or additionally, we have the possibility to go to configuration, templates, backup policies, and here we have all the backup policies available, and we can create additional ones depending on the operating system or volumes that will be protected. The backup agent has been installed successfully. The backup policy has been applied. So now we have the possibility to start the backup job. So in management backup jobs, we have one job. So we have the possibility to start it. So we see that it is running. We can see some details, the name of the backup policy, destination. This will be the cloud repository. Number of restore points. For now, there's none. And it's offsite backup target. Additionally, we can create a new job, change the scheduling. And if we switch to managed computers backup agents, we have additional options to set the locations, to upgrade the agent if needed, restart the machine, delete the agent, or download the logs. Or we can switch to unmanaged mode if we want to let customer to have full access of the agent console. This will be unmanaged mode. And for data collection, this is useful to synchronize with the service provider console, so we can force the synchronization manually. The same deployment and configuration procedure applies for Linux systems and Mac systems. So while the backup policy is running for the customer server, we will switch to the Veeam Service Provider Console from the service provider perspective. So we'll be logged in with the portal administrator. And what we'll do in parallel is to create a discovery rule so we can discover all the computers in the customer environment, so we can automate the deployment and to scale it to the entire park of workstations and physical servers for ABC Corp. So to do that, as a service provider, we need to go to Discovery again, Discovered Computers, and we have rules. And let's create our first rule, Windows-based rule. So we leave the default name. For the companies, we'll select ABC Corp. It's the only company that has already one machine with management agent, which will serve as a master agent. So this master agent will be responsible to scan the local network and push all the agents, the management agents and the backup agents to all the computers and physical servers. So the discovery method will be network-based discovery. Additionally, we can choose an Active Directory organizational unit or import a CSV file. Let's add the network name. So for us will be production, the IP range. Okay, let's put in some credentials. For the discovery filters, we have the possibility to filter based on operating system type, application platform. So I'll leave it as it is for now. Can also send us a notification to the customer. And using this rule, we have the possibility to automatically deploy the backup agent or not. So we'll just we'll just do the discovery, and we'll install later the management agent and the backup agent. Additionally, we can schedule this operation later on. For now, it's no need, so we'll run this manually. We have the summary, finish. So yeah, let's run the discovery role at the moment. So as you can see, it is running. As for now, we have only one computer. It's BMG VAV13 is the one that we manually installed the management agent and the backup agent, and this will serve like a master agent to scan the local network. So it's completely fine. But additionally, we should discover another machine that is in the same network. So this rule should generate two entries, the one that's already here and an additional server that should be scanned. The discovery rule finished successfully. So now we have two servers. So an additional one was added. This one, BMG VRO, which is online. Management agent is not installed. Backup agent is not installed as well. So we have the possibility to deploy backup agent or additional products like Veeam backup and replication server or Veeam1, or have the possibility to set this as a master agent and deploy management agent as well. So this is very useful to automate the deployment of the agents, so you don't need to install manually on each computer these two agents. Returning to the customer server, BMG VAV13, the first one that we manually deployed the agents, we see that the backup job finished successfully. We have one restore point, 31.9 gigabytes in size, last run 18 minutes ago. So we should be able to restore files. So we are connected as company owner, as customer, and we see in backup data all the backup files that have been generated by the backup policies, and we have the possibility to restore files. This concludes our demo. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.